What's going on, guys? So today I am gonna give you, actually tonight, I'm gonna give you a little iPad Pro LumaFusion tutorial. So I did one earlier, not earlier today, but probably a week ago maybe, and it was way too long. And I think I just need to kind of make it a bit more condensed and concise. And I won't go over everything. Like, for example, if you do need to import your footage, use a card reader with a USB-C port for an iPad Pro, for example. I use a Narbox one. I don't have it with me right now, but it simply has an XQD card slot, an SD card, a micro SD card slot. You plug it into your actual iPad, and then I will show you really quickly. I'll record my screen, and we will show you where you would go to get the files. So essentially all you're going to do is go to your Files app down below, and then you're going to go ahead and it will mount in location. You're going to select that, and then you're going to go ahead and select whatever you want. Say, for example, I have this little picture for my Mavic 3. Here we go. I would hit in the upper right-hand corner this little arrow going up, and then I would say either share to LumaFusion, which is probably the best way, or you can save the video out to your camera roll. But I usually just export it into LumaFusion, and you may have to wait a second. I just keep my card reader plugged in because it sometimes takes a while for it to actually all transfer over. So that's that. And then we need to go and get music. So we would go somewhere, say for example, we would go possibly to Epidemic Sound. This is what I would choose. And then you would pick a track. Let me see. No, that's not the track for a Chicago scene. And this is going to be based on that edit I did with my, what was it? With my Autel Evo 2 Pro 6K of Chicago that people seem to really enjoy. So essentially that was a LumaFusion edit on my iPad Pro. And again, just chilling on your couch or in your bed or whatever it is, use an Apple Pencil. This is the 2 for the iPad Pro, and just kind of chill out and have fun and create. That's one of the cool things with an iPad Pro. It's kind of more relaxed. You don't have to be at a computer typing. You don't have to be in front of your computer locked in. So it's just more relaxed. You can have the TV on and just kind of have fun. So let's find a track. And really the music is the first step. Whoop, not that. But music is going to be the first step to building your edit. You got to find a track that goes with your footage, has a nice pace to it, has the mood you want, and then you build your edit based on that music. And I think the music is really super inspiring, and it really helps you kind of create and build that edit up. So the choice of music really is key. So take your time with it. Sometimes it may take an hour to find the right track, but once you find it, everything else kind of flows. The music is essentially the base of your edit. So Epidemic Sound has a lot of great options for you. So I dig that. That's my, again, choice. So let's see, how about this? Not bad, has a little build-up, but maybe not so much that, maybe a little bit more beautiful, so maybe something just a little bit more chill, but upbeat at the same time. And also avoid lyrics. Lyrics will get in the way, in my opinion. It's just distracting to hear people singing and talking. So let me see. This is kind of cool. Let's see. But regardless, I have a track, so I picked one. And then what you're going to do is go ahead, say like, where is that one? Where is that little Asian one? So this guy has a little Japanese type of sound. It says Osaka. I'm going to hit this little down arrow all the way to the right. I'm going to say download full mix. And then you're going to see downloading up here by the little arrow. And then I click that, and here's the song. I'll click it again, and then this is the track. And then I'll just go right here, upper arrow in the top upper right, and then we say share to LumaFusion. So now it's going to share that actual track, and it's going to be in LumaFusion. So now the next step, and I'm going to try to do this efficiently, we're going to open LumaFusion, right? So all good so far. This is, I'm not even going to get confused. I'm going to go to the bottom left. This is one of the edits that I did, but we're going to go to the bottom left corner, and then we're going to hit the little plus sign right to the right of the bottom left icon, this little plus in the square or rectangle. And then we're going to do LumaFusion tutorial. And this will be essentially the project. So this is the project name. I'm going to hit the little plus in the upper right-hand corner right next to a project or new project. Boom. And now it opens up a new project. Now, let's say, here's the song, just so you see, it's an imported and in the shared section. So here's that song, that Japanese song, right? And that's kind of cool. Maybe we will use that. I don't know. But what we want to do is also look, so we're going to hit in the top upper left corner, right over here. This is going to show all our sources. So this is the selection basically of what we have. So I can go into photos, and then I can go into videos, and I may not finish this edit because it may take a little bit too long to do it really well organically. So I'm going to go and look for it. I'm going to see in videos if it's there. And I believe I have some footage right here. Oh, this is the tutorial, I believe. Let me see. So it may not be there. It may be in recently, or recently added, I believe. Let me see. Sometimes it's kind of challenging to figure out where everything is footage-wise in LumaFusion, but once you kind of play with it enough, you'll realize. Let me see this. So that's pictures. No. No, it's not in moments. I think it's in imported. Why is it not there? Oh, here it is. Okay, see, it's challenging sometimes to find the footage. But here's some of the raw footage. So here we have some shots from the hotel. And if you notice, it looks like it's almost, oh, that looks great actually. But sometimes in the preview, it looks like it's kind of over sharpened or something. Don't worry, when you export it out and render it, it looks amazing. So just don't worry about that. It's just part of the deal. But what we're going to do is, say we'll choose this clip. We'll go ahead and hit this little to the right. There's a little down arrow right over here, and that will populate the clip into the timeline. I can go ahead and hit this little arrow all the way to the right side that's facing to the left, and that will undo it. So that's undo and redo. And get familiar with that because those are always key in editing anything, whether it's photos or video. I could also grab and drag and just drag it onto the timeline. So now what I would do essentially is let's color grade this clip. And we don't have to go crazy because I normally don't go that crazy. I'm going to double click it. And what it's going to do when you double click is going to bring you into this area where you can go all the way to the bottom left. And you can go ahead and crop or do whatever you'd like to do. You go one over. You can go ahead and speed it up, slow it down. So this is where you're going to control the speed of your footage. And if I go ahead and tweak it, I can just go ahead and hit this upper left arrow on the top middle, and that will undo it. I can go one over. This will go ahead and stabilize. So now it has a stabilizer built in, which is actually pretty powerful. So I'm not going to do that because this footage was good. And then to the right is where we're going to be able to color grade. So right now, we're going to go over here, and I can do a couple things. Let me brighten this up a teeny bit. There we go. And I can go into original and just double click that. And now it will, whoop, what happened here? This is another thing with LumaFusion. Sometimes it's a little buggy. And if this happens, all I do is force quit it. So boom, let me force quit everything, open it up again, and it should be fine. So I don't know what causes that, but regardless, I'm going to double tap it again. It will give us a chance to go ahead and practice. So double click this, right now. Come on. Come on. There we go. As I said, sometimes it's finicky. It's weird. I don't know. That's me, but we're going to go ahead into original. Now we have this, and now we can go ahead and maybe find a nice area of the clip, maybe with the sky, because the sky is important in this. And maybe I just crank the saturation a little bit, maybe not. Try vibrance, maybe not. So what it basically needs to me is some kind of contrast. And I actually have LUTs installed. If I hit all the way to the top upper left-hand corner, or if I hit all the way to the top upper right-hand corner, the star, you're going to see if I scroll down, let me hide that, we're going to have some LUTs installed. And you can go ahead, I use Buttery Films and some other LUTs, but Buttery Films is a great place to start. You just Google Buttery Films, and you can see I have a set of LUTs right now, and look what that does. So this is kind of getting me a nice crunchy, contrasty, poppy look, and now I can throttle back on this actual LUT. So maybe I want to open the shadows up a teeny bit more, just a little bit. I'm looking at the building, the black building. Maybe I want to warm it up a teeny bit by adding a little bit more yellow, maybe not so much, just a tad. Maybe a tiny bit more magenta, no, maybe not, undo that. And a lot of times what I'll do is just simply make an adjustment, and if I don't like it, I'll go ahead and undo it, or I'll redo it and see like before, after. Actually, this is before, that's after. Do you see like the little red tint to it, the magenta? Maybe I'll throttle that down a teeny bit more, and we can probably stop right there. So now what I can do, I'm going to go down to the bottom to this little clipboard icon. I'm going to click it. I'm going to say copy. And now when I add a new clip, guess what? I can just go ahead and paste the attributes of it, and all is good. Now I got to find where the wait, where were all those? I think it was in shared. Maybe not? Yeah, here it is. So now I got to find like another clip, maybe this guy, bring it in, and all I have to do is select it, and then go paste, and boom. Now we have similar looks and feels, and that's all we have to do. We can really be pretty efficient with this. You can actually see the props over here in frame. Boom, the props somehow got in there a little bit. So maybe what we can do is double click this. I don't even know where I'm going to use this footage, but I'm going to double click it, and I'm going to show you we can go ahead and maybe crop a teeny bit, or let me see. No, not that. Undo. Maybe just do that. And then we're going to go back with this upper left-hand corner arrow, and that will bring me back over here. And now the props are out of the frame. So now, okay, we have some footage. We have it kind of color graded, at least the start of it. Now we're going to go ahead and find that song. So let's find that song. Where are you? I don't even know if this will work. Well, I mean, we can make it work, right? So, kind of cool. But what we're going to want to do is be conscious. We don't want to not be flying, right? So we got to start the movement of our shot, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead over here. If you see, it's kind of not doing anything. I'm going to scrub the timeline. We're getting movement. I'm going to select the clip by pressing on it, making sure it's highlighted, and I'm going to hit the little scissors down below in the middle. That's going to cut the clip. Boom. I'm going to move the track over so it doesn't delete it when I delete this part of the clip. And there we go. Now let's see. And one other thing, the audio levels are going to be all the way to the left. And you see it's clipping a little bit. So all I'm going to do is drag down this little dot and lower the music a little bit, or the gain, or whatever you want to say. I'm not an audio guy per se, so that's good. And we're going to try to sync the music and make something kind of cool and fluid. So let's see. Maybe we want to speed ramp it a little bit. Maybe I'll cut it right here and just see and just kind of play. It's going to take some time for you guys to actually figure out LumaFusion if you're not familiar with it, or editing in general. Believe me, I'm learning as I go too. And we're going to maybe go ahead and go 2.50x, or speeding it up a little bit. And let's just see what that looks like. Kind of cool. And eventually what it kind of does, it seems like it just all clicks into place. If you're picking the right track and you're kind of feeling it, there's just an organic flow that you'll kind of get into with your editing process. It will take some time to figure that out, but believe me, that's how you start creating, and it's hard to explain the creative process of something, but to me, that's what it is. It's like you'll get inspired by a track or some music, and then you just kind of start flowing. And once you get the color, it all starts to kind of inspire you to keep going and make something great, right? So let's go ahead and see a little bit more. Maybe I want to speed this up actually more. Maybe I want to go to like 4. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. And it's not rendered, so let's go ahead and keep that for now. So we're going to go over there. Let's drag another clip. What can we do? This one we didn't use. This is a pretty significant clip. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe we'll use, wait, let's see. Hold on a second. So we're going over here. Okay, so this is just some cloud movement, almost like a time lapse. I just kind of was flying low and letting the clouds do its thing. So let's speed this guy up a lot. Double click the clip. Boom. Sometimes I feel like I got to use my finger instead of the pencil. I don't know why. Come on. And if it stops responding like it is right now, oh, there we go. Now speed it up. Let's just go to 6 all the way and see what happens. We're going to go. So it has to kind of render out a little bit. Let's see what happens. I don't actually know how LumaFusion renders, but that's pretty badass, right? I'm telling you, man, you guys can think what you want. I don't get paid by Autel at all, but Autel footage just looks really great. It has some kind of substance to the footage that I don't think the Mavic 3, for example, did. And it's not hating on the Mavic 3. It's a great little drone, I guess, kind of. I mean, it's decent, but I still think the footage and the look of Autel's sensor, for some reason, just nails it. So, and I feel like I have to talk about that because that's honestly part of the whole thing. Your footage needs to look amazing. And I mean, this was just literally barely even trying this day, just flying a little bit, and got some killer footage, or at least some beautiful footage. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of play, see what it looks like. Now mind you, don't worry about this little moraying thing. It's not gonna show once you render. I love Japan, so anyway, I like this Asian vibe. It's kind of a Hawaii thing. So let me see. So I'll drag this clip in, and this is going to be a little bit more epic shot, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit the little clipboard again, hit paste. Now this is pasting the attributes. It looks a little bit, it's kind of a little punchy, maybe a little too much, but who cares? I'm going to go ahead and tweak it a little bit though by clicking this little far right bottom icon with that star in the middle. I'm going to click this little arrow and I'm going to open up can't talk. I'm going to open up the shadows a teeny bit like that, and maybe, oh, didn't mean to do that. So I'll just undo with those little arrows in the middle, and let me just warm up. No, that doesn't look good. Okay, screw that. And let me see one more. Okay, I'll leave it there. But again, just know you can constantly go back and tweak it to your liking. So right now, here's the movement starting. So I'm going to clip this part with the scissors, clip this little, or select this area and delete it with a trash can icon to the bottom, right over here by the right, to the right of that plus sign. And let's see what this looks like. You see though, you want it to also come in when there's a drop in the music or a change or shift in the music, so be conscious of that. So let me try that again. Pretty cool. Maybe a little faster with this. Maybe this clip I should be a little bit quicker. Let me see. What you can do too is take the same clip and use it and then just speed up like I did before, part of it when it hits a certain part of the song. So like maybe right there, right where this little peak is, I'll cut the clip, boom, with the little scissors, I'll double click it. See, it's highlighted. I'm going to double click that. Come on. It may be lagging a little bit because I'm doing so much. Come on. Double click. I'm double clicking it. No, come on. As I said, there we go. I'm going to click to the bottom towards the left, that little speed area. And let me go and go 3 times, 3x, and see what happens there. So there. Yeah, I like that. It just adds a little bit more movement, of course, and it just is a nice, easy way to kind of work with the music. So now we're going to find some other clip. Let's maybe go over here. Boom, drag that down. So I'm just dragging that. Let me undo it and show you guys again. Sometimes I'm forgetting I'm doing a tutorial on actual LumaFusion, so I'm dragging it with my pencil, and that little yellow area is going to show that it's going to go right to the right of the clip. I'm going to let go. I'm going to go ahead and click the little clipboard down in the middle, paste, boom. Now we got that color graded. But you see how quickly we can start moving once we start getting a flow going. So boom. Let me see where this is. Is it stopping? See how there's no movement here? We want to start the movement. So I'm waiting. There we go. I think over here, cut that with the scissors, select the part that we cut, delete that, and let's kind of just get rid of the crappy footage. Maybe we want to speed this guy up too, because some of this was higher up and not as big of a movement. Let me see, speed up. Let's speed up 1.5, and let's see what that looks like. So here, so I don't know about the song completely, but let's see. Oh. So let's cut this part. Oh, where was that? Hold on a second. And that's part of the thing. You got to take your time with it because, so I think right here, this little bump. Okay, so right here, I'm going to cut this part of the clip, and we're going to get something new in there for that part of the music that's shifting. So where can we go? Maybe we can go over here to this footage at night or an evening. And again, mind you, if I was flying my Mavic 3 Cine, DJI wouldn't even let me fly this high. So just keep that in mind when you're spending $6,000 on your Mavic 3 Cine like I did. It won't even allow me to get the shot I want because it's going to say, nope, you can't go that high. You're capped off at 490 feet. So anyway, it's legal to fly this airspace too. They just happen to be very overprotective. So that's kind of a downside of DJI geofencing. But we're going to go ahead and double click this, and we're going to go ahead and add a LUT to it. So I'm going to, let me see, maybe even contrast. I can go over here into these presets, and that's kind of cool. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit more saturation to make it a little bit more punchy. Maybe open up the shadows a teeny bit. Play with the color a teeny bit. Let's see. And again, this is color grading, so remember that's part of this whole thing. Whoop, didn't mean to do that. Undo, and let's just see what this looks like. So we're gonna go over here, gonna shift it up. Okay, there's no movement here, but there we go. So I'm gonna clip the part out that isn't any movement with my flying. Delete that, get the hell out of here. We don't want you, we're flying a drone. Boom. I would say we're gonna speed this guy up because it's a little bit slower. Boom, let's go let's go faster. Let's go 3.5 and just see what that looks like. 3.50. That's pretty cool. And I didn't really look at the reflections too. And there we go. Boom. So that's, let me see. I kind of feel like that needs to be, come on, why don't you get out of there? Okay, let me see over here. Maybe a little bit more contrasty. So I'm going to go back into my contrast curve. I don't know. I'm playing with the contrast slider right now. I could also do something like that with the levels. Oop. Undo that. Let me see. Maybe even lower the brightness down. That could work. And what I can do is hit this little teardrop icon in the middle on the top, and I can go down and I can go down, and if I'm going to use a little sharpening, I'm going to use this unsharp 1. And this will just kind of tweak it a little bit. There we go. Now look at this. Let's try one more time. And hopefully this is giving you an idea, because I can't go crazy and totally spend an hour on this. I can, but it may be a boring video for you guys. But I want you to see the workflow of the creative process that you kind of get into. So essentially, getting your footage into your iPad. What else do you need to do? Obviously, go in the Epidemic Sound or whatever sound you want to get into to get your tracks, get a really good track to kind of get motivated and inspired by, and then start color grading and start getting your footage to look cool. And then you just start the creative process of getting everything laid in and finding your best movements out of each clip. That's really important. You don't want to have crappy footage. If you have crappy footage and you're not flying well, then practice more. It's the bottom line, because it's not worth putting together an edit with something that doesn't represent good flying. So that comes with practice and time. Obviously, we all are still working at that. And like my friend says, visual push-ups every day. Same thing with the drone pilot. So let's go ahead, see what this looks like. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. And that looks cherry. So, boom. And then we're gonna go ahead and right over here, just a teeny. So you see that little blip? Right? So basically I want to extend this footage a little bit. Whoop. So what I'm going to do is just slow it down a teeny bit because I still want to use the same clip. So I'm going to double click this again. Come on. It's so weird how it's sometimes not responsive. I think it's a delay because it's just so much footage. This is 6K footage. So over here I'm going to slow it down a teeny bit just to like, I don't know why you can't, if anyone knows how to incrementally lower this. I don't know if you can, because right now it's 3.50 and it goes to 3. Like if I want to get to 3.25, can I? So any LumaFusion people, if you know that, let me know. I'll go to 3 and see what that looks like. Because essentially what I'm trying to do is lengthen the amount of footage so I can still use the same clip when that drop kicks in. So let me see. Wait, where was it? I think it's over there. I don't know. Maybe I want to just keep it at the other speed. Let me see. So let me grab one more clip and see if that will work. So I'm going to grab one more Chicago clip. Let me see. I don't really have that much more. Maybe, I think this one was one flying out. So you normally want to get something So this is, I'm reversing it, but that's flying towards. So I'm going to fly away from the city essentially, and that can be my outro clip. So I'm going to go ahead and have this selected. I'm going to go to the clipboard, remember, to get the color grading going, and hit paste. Oop, that kind of looks weird a little bit. The light is, it's in shadow. It's a little punchy. So I'm going to double click that, and I'm going to try to tweak it a little bit and maybe be a little less contrasty. You see what I did? I took that contrast slider and lessened it a little bit, and it just made it a little bit more natural feeling. I'm going to maybe hit the saturation. No, maybe not. Undo that. And I'm going to just leave it for now over there. And let's see this. So here we go. No flying, so I'm going to wait until we get some movement. And I'm going to cut it. There we go. I'm going to cut it with the scissors. Get rid of that shit. Delete. And then I'm going to see what that looks like. Not bad. But I'm going to go ahead and speed this up because it's too slow. We want some movement. And that's kind of what we're going to be doing. Oops, shit. I don't know why that's doing that. Pardon my language. Okay, see, I don't know. Sometimes I just got to quit out of this and reopen it. And it doesn't mess up anything. Everything stays put. Maybe I'm just zoomed out. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Oop, I am. I'm way zoomed. Okay, so here. Yeah, and that's kind of cool. It's just a pretty footage. I'm going to lower the volume a teeny bit. Whoop, that's clipping now. I'm going to undo that. Wait, how do I undo it? Let me lower that to the right, the audio levels. So I don't know what I just did. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. So basically, pay attention to the audio levels to the left. You want to make sure they're not in the red. So let's go over here. Boom. And what do you guys think? You think it looks pretty good? This is just a little glimpse of what you're needing to do. And that's kind of cool. I'd probably just end it here. I don't know how long the song is. But this is the track, so it's actually a long track. There's no way I have that much footage. Let me go ahead and, hold on, zoom in a little bit. Jeez. So it's almost a 3-minute clip, or 3-minute track. So here, right here, I'll show you guys another little trick or something to fade out your music. Okay, let's stop it like... That's too much. Let me see if I have one other clip to put in. I don't think I do. I think I'm just going to end it right here. So I'm going to cut the clip, the audio track, delete that, and let's try to find a cool little transition for the end. So I'm going to go over here to the end of the clip, select it. I'm going to hit this little plus sign right to the left at the bottom of the trash can, and that's going to say transition. And now we got a little cross dissolve, but if I select that transition and hit this little book with the little star in it, I can maybe do a burst or a flash. I got to find more transitions to get, I believe they have plugins, but I got to find some more transitions. Maybe I can go and do the burst. Let's see what that looks like. I can extend it. So let's see. Let me see, maybe right here. See that? Just a little something. But what I'm going to do, wait, so okay, this is hard to explain. So I'm going to double click the audio track, right? Come on, double click. Okay, it's lagging a little bit. Come on, double click you. Okay, so essentially what you're going to do when you're in this audio part to fade out your track, you're going to add to the left, you're going to see a little plus sign, you're going to add a little keyframe, and that's going to add a point on your audio track, and I'm going to slide this little, where this blue dot is, I'm going to slide that little slider over to the right, and I'm going to add a little plus sign right to the little area in the lower left-hand corner that's blue. There's a plus sign, and I'm going to add a plus sign over there that's going to add another keyframe at the end of the audio track. And then this gain slider, I'm going to go ahead and lower it to 0, or essentially whatever, minus 90, basically zeroing it out. And now we're going to have that fade, and let's see how that looks. And not bad, right? So, I mean, that's something. And if we want, we can add a little title. So I can go to the beginning. I can hit the little plus sign at the bottom to the left of the trash can, do an overlay title, and now we can double click that. Click the text, so I'm clicking that font. I can hit this little arrow where it says your text here. And I can go down, where is it, your text? I can click it, there we go. I can say Chicago, for example. I can go ahead and change the font. So I can do that if I'd like. It's kind of weird, actually, a little bit. Let me see, maybe, let's try to find something. But you can see you can change the font and kind of get creative. Let's just hit this for now. There we go. That's kind of a cool little Chicago font. We can go in size. We can go smaller if we want. Let's just go kind of big. Maybe, oh, I don't know about that. A little too much. Maybe a little drop shadow. So you can select over here in the upper right-hand corner. I'll do plain shadow. You can change the opacity. If you want, you can do all kinds of little stuff with the edge color. Boom. Remember, if you get in over your head, undo it with the little whoop, undo. There we go. And I'm going to get out of here. And now I can keep it like that. I can go ahead and select that little title. And then I can hit the plus sign again, hit transition. So it fades in nicely. Boom. And then I can fade out by doing another transition. Let me see. I don't know why sometimes it doesn't want to give you a cross dissolve. Let me see, transition, there, no. Let me see, I'm going to select that again. Plus, transition, there we go. It's really weird. There's some little secret handshakes that will just take some time getting used to with LumaFusion, but the more you work at it, the more you're going to kind of refine it and all will be good. And then you can go ahead and play it back and make sure everything's good. And you can render it out. So what I'm going to do is go to the bottom right, hit this little up arrow. I'm going to go share, export movie, go to photos for my destination. I'm going to hit 4K, so my resolution is 4K. And I'm going to go ahead and my frame rate shouldn't be, I thought it was 24, I don't know. Regardless, it says 30 frames. I normally shoot 24 frames a second. I'm going to go to my video quality and just do economy. Economy is all you need. And then you're going to hit this little up arrow to the right where it says movie settings photos. There's a little up arrow. Boom. It's going to write the movie and we can see what we got. And after you render it out, that's always going to be the best way to preview it and see it in its entirety in full glory kind of thing. And then if you need to make adjustments, just delete it and refine and go again. I think my battery's about to die on my camera, but let me see. Oh. Maybe not, I can't tell. This is already kind of a long video, but hopefully it helps you guys. If it does, hit the thumbs up, of course, subscribe if you haven't, hit the notification bell. So let me know if this helped out at all. It's not really super easy for me to explain the creative process. I'm working on it, but hopefully you guys got something valuable out of it. And let's see what happens after it writes this movie. So now we have it exported out. We're going to go into our photos and we're going to go and see and play it and see if we need to make any adjustments, if we messed up at all. Our tell footage looks so good. That looks cool. Okay, so there's that little transition that kind of wasn't looking good, but I'll review the whole thing. And that looks cool. Let's see. So I didn't really match up some of these transitions. I'm kind of rushing through it a little bit. So I got to tweak a couple things, but what I'll do is tweak it, I'll upload it, and I'll upload, of course, a tutorial as well. So you wait, you let me know what you think about the final edit of this second little Chicago edit for you guys. And that's it for now. Thanks, guys, and hopefully it helped.